Hey, what's up? This is Gary A. Swaby, and you're now listening to or watching episode 99 of the Co-op Podcast. And I'm here today, of course, with the editor-in-chief, Richard Bailey. What's up, Rich?
What's up, listeners and viewers? Just chilling. Uh-oh.
Cool. And wow, right on cue, we have Michael A. He just popped in the room. What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's good, people? How you guys doing, man?
Doing good. Your timing is so perfect because I was just introducing everybody and you just popped up. So that's great.
I mean, they say hated is a magical man, apparently. So, I mean,
Yeah, and we also have Charles Singletary. What's up, Charles?
That man's timing is so perfect. He got introduced before two people that was here on time. Ain't that something?
Oh, whoa, whoa.
you know, I'm gonna need you to stop hating, Charles. That's what I'm gonna need. Like, I need you to hold that, just hold the shade over there.
Yeah.
The sunlight.
I Mr. Prince of Persia over there, just manipulating time, just popping whatever he want.
Yeah, and we also have a very special guest here, Mr. AT&T, Anthony Frasier. What's up, Anthony?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? Glad to be back on the podcast. I got a few things to say. We definitely, hey, look, I'm gonna promote. Tech 808 got a conference going down on Friday. Go to tech808.co. You can register. We actually have none other than himself, CJ Peters, who will be there talking about how he's built the video game lifestyle brand from the ground up. So if that's something anybody's into, you're in the gaming industry, you want to be an entrepreneur, it's definitely the place to be. You get 50% off your ticket price if you use the code BOSSUP. There you go.
Well, that's dope. You guys should definitely check that out. And shouts to the Console Kings and everyone over there. So, yeah, let's get to it. Episode 99. We're 1 week away from the big one. So, firstly, I guess we'll get into what we've been playing, real quick. Me personally, it's been a really busy week for me. So, I haven't even, since I wrote the impressions for Assassin's Creed Unity, which we're going to talk about a lot today, I haven't really played it that much. So, a lot of the bugs and stuff that people have been reporting and everything, I haven't even really seen them, to be honest. So it should be interesting once we get to that topic. Besides that, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age 2, and today I actually played some Dragon Age Origins and stuff, just to refresh my mind on the story and everything, because, of course, Dragon Age Inquisition is out next week, which I'm really looking forward to. So, yeah, that's all I've been playing pretty much. What about you, Rich?
Yeah, I've been playing, of course, well, let me just say this. I tried to play Halo Master Chief Collection. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, I've been playing that NBA 2K15 for some odd reason, still trying to play that. A lot of complaints about the My Player mode, but I guess it's as expected. And aside from that, just a little bit of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. That's pretty much it. I'm getting ready for this week because there's a lot of stuff coming out this week that definitely want to get a chance to check out. So that's it for what I've been playing so far.
Cool. Anthony, what have you been playing, if anything?
Man, if anything, so I don't really have any time to play as much as I used to, but definitely had, I spent some time on Sunset Overdrive, most definitely, and also I've been actually playing Minecraft, yo. I actually bunkered down and bought a copy 2 weeks ago. I just wanted to see, what the hype was about. I was watching it on Twitch a few times, so I was like, let me jump in and see what everybody likes so much about this game, and it's definitely not as simple as it looks. On a from the outside looking in, it looks like it's really simple and stuff like that. But now I actually had to go watch tutorials on YouTube, like how the hell do you play this shit, and honestly, it's one of those games where it's for busy people, man, because it's you really need a lot of, and that's just something I have less and less.
You're cutting
But
in
I
and out.
definitely have more time on this. I'm cutting in and out.
Yeah.
All right. Come back to.
All right, we'll come back to him. Charles, what have you been playing? Okay, I guess he stepped away. Michael A.
No, my bad. I'm here.
Okay,
Gotcha.
there you go.
I think what
I've
happened
been-
was he was trying to play Drive Club there, and the servers messed up, so his mic dropped. But yeah.
See, that hate in your soul, you gotta let that go. I want you to live your life, man. And I feel like that's weighing you down. You need to let that go. But I've been playing Call of Duty. I finished the campaign today, as a matter of fact. It was pretty predictable as far as campaign endings go. But the story was fun. The last few missions were a lot of fun to play. I didn't beat it on Veteran, the one Hardened, and I'll probably do Veteran next. And I've been playing Madden with David and UFC and stuff, and I've been playing Shadows of Mordor, and I'm about to jump back into both Destiny and Final Fantasy now on my PS4, so that's gonna be a dope experience. I got a lot of stuff going on. Then Dragon Age, man, if Dragon Age pans out like these reviews are saying, then everything may have to take a little bit of a break for a couple weeks while I play that. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Michael A., what have you been playing this week?
Obviously Halo Master Chief Collection. Yeah, I got that.
Wait. You actually played
You
it?
can actually play it?
Yeah, I actually played it.
Oh wow, okay.
Did you
Cool.
play it online?
I mean, mostly customs, obviously, and some campaign. But I mean, I've done some online matches. It's an issue, obviously. I think everyone's struggling to get online matches consistently in that.
Yeah.
I also played some 2K just because my friend hit me up to play some 2K on the park. Forza, of course. I always play Forza Horizon. Like that's probably my favorite game. Some Sunset Overdrive. I beat Advanced Warfare's campaign on Veteran because I'm a gamer. But I don't like that multiplayer. The game's not even on my hard drive anymore. I deleted it. And I think that's really about it on console. Outside of that, just been playing more Shimigami Tentai 4 on my 3DS. And I'm just waiting for Smash basically to drop. And yeah, like Rich said, there's a bunch of games that are about to drop now, actually. So this week, so it should be fun. I haven't gotten my hands on Assassin's Creed yet, so I don't have any views on that yet. It looks fun. Dragon Age, I've watched people play. I'm gonna give it the game. I've decided to give it a try, even though I hated to. I'm gonna give the new one a try. We'll see. I have that on my Xbox already, ready to go. Actually, it's funny because I think today WWE 2K15 just installed too, so I got those two ready to go. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, and actually went back and played Battlefield. I'll be honest, after playing Call of Duty's online, Battlefield's online, magnifique. It was absolutely amazing. I would shoot people and they would die. It was cool. Yeah, and it actually works. Unlike Halo right now, which has all these problems. So yeah, that's pretty much
Are you still? When was the last time you played online on COD?
on Call of Duty. I haven't played Call of Duty. I don't remember. Literally, I'd have to check my achievements because the day I beat it on Veteran, I deleted it off my hard drive. I loved the campaign. And it was an amazing experience. I deleted it right after because I was like, I'm never playing that multiplayer again. It's complete garbage. I'm gonna say like a week ago, maybe. Oh, I shouldn't have. So I don't know.
All right. Well, just to clarify for like people that are watching or listening, or whatever, he was talking about like how with the connection issues, people wouldn't die when you shot at them. But it did have a patch come out. Now I still haven't had that issue on PS4 for like quite a while, and there are some I haven't had the lagging issue since the patch. So it seems like everything is on the up and up so far. I don't know about everybody.
How big was
else's
the patch that they did for it?
I didn't even pay attention to how big.
Okay.
Because I just turned the PS4 on, and when I picked it on, I picked that, and then it started downloading, and I started doing stuff around the apartment. Now it didn't take very long, but none of my patches ever take very, very long.
Was that the patch that was supposed to add like the hybrid servers, where sometimes you'd have dedicated and sometimes it was still crappy P2P?
I'll have to look into that because if I'm not mistaken, there's only been one major patch.
Okay.
So if that was the thing that was going to be in there, then that should have been in there.
Also, I was told that, and I don't know because I haven't played the game on PS4. I was told that the campaign, or not the campaign, the multiplayer was just as bad as it was on Xbox One. Is this true, or does it run better on PS4? Multiplayer wise.
The issues that you had, I had them day one or day zero or whatever when I was playing with everybody online, and then I've only had like that was what 2 issues we had lag, and those are on the streams too, like on the Twitch streams, and then ever since then I haven't had that issue. I haven't had like it lagged so bad that people drop out. I haven't dropped out of matches. I haven't had people like get shot up and not dying. It's been smooth sailing so far. I don't think I still have an issue with the spawns on that game. I still hate them, like to no end. It's ridiculous, but I don't know. I've been doing better on there, and it seems like something either I'm gaining an understanding of how their spawn system works, or they fixed it a little bit. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anthony, are you back now? Is it work? Is everything working okay?
Everything. I mean, does it sound okay now, or?
Yeah, you sound good.
All right, cool. So we back in order.
Yeah, so you was talking about Minecraft, and actually this week while I was at work, someone was playing Minecraft during their break, and they kind of got me interested in trying it out too. So I might even try it out on there one day.
It's sort of a trap, man, because like I said, like it looks fun when you're watching other people playing it. Like, oh, that's cool, but once you jump in, you're like, hold up, like I gotta make sure this dude eats. Like, it's like a Tamagotchi pet and shit. Like, I'm like, hold up, man. I don't know about this. You gotta build a farm and shit, and I don't know. It's just one of those games. Like, damn. So it's kind of amazing that so many kids are into this game. It's like because the amount of time, effort, and like skills. I wouldn't say like super skills, but still, it's better than. Kids wasting. I don't want to shoot anybody down on this podcast, but it's like the kids building stuff all day. That's a good balance to balance out. Shooting and killing. And I don't think anything wrong with that. So it's cool.
Yeah. I think it encourages a lot of creativity with them, with the things that I've seen these kids doing. Like I can't get into the game. Not that I've tried it and I disliked it. It's the type of thing where when everybody was asking me to play World of Warcraft, I didn't do it because I knew if I started, I already don't have enough time in my day as is, and I know Minecraft would take up a crap ton of my time.
Minecraft, like I was on Twitch and I seen this dude, man, his name is Bacon something. I don't know his rest of his name, but. He always streaming Minecraft, and some of the things he has, like I'm like, damn, how much time did this dude spend in this game? Like, shit, you know what I mean? Like he's so deep underground. Dude has like elevators to different mines and just all types of shit, man. I'm like, dogs, like, where do you find the time, man? I just don't understand. Man. But kudos to them. I just wanted to get into it, see what the hype was about, see what the $2 billion was about, and honestly, man, I can see it, but I might be with Charles, like, this might not be for me, man. I supported them, but this might not be for me.
Okay, and before we move on, like, do you think that there'll be a Minecraft 2, or do you think that Minecraft as it is now is enough to last, span years, just like World of Warcraft?
I definitely think they need to do I don't know. I actually have no idea. Like, now that they have this property, they have to be very careful with it because you don't want to drive people away. So I really don't know what they'll do with it. But the one thing I do know that they'll do with it is that, like I said this off air, they're gonna hire a marketing agency or some type of branding agency, and they're gonna turn this shit into a toy mania festival, like everything. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna, probably have Minecraft cartoons by end of 2015. Man, don't be surprised.
God, I hope not. But anyway, so moving on. So the first main topic of discussion is going to be the MPDs.
Uh-oh.
MPD numbers came out, and of course it's been a year, since the next-gen consoles released and everything. And in the month of October, PS4 was still, the dominant console. But interestingly, the actual software sales themselves, there was some really surprising things on there. First of all, The Evil Within sold really well. It actually came in at number 3. Super Smash Bros. 3DS, of course, is number 2. I guess it was kind of obvious that would show up, within the top 3 somewhere. And then, NBA 2K15, that's at number 1, and it sold most on PS4. But also Destiny was at number 5, and it sold more on the 360 and the Xbox One than it did on PS4 and PS3, which is very interesting. So what are you guys' thoughts on all of these numbers from the MPDs? I'll start off with you, Richard.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, I was surprised NBA 2K15 was on that list that high, but then again, not really, because NBA 2K14 dominated NPDs when that came out. So, I mean, that was one of the major games that was out last month. Very glad to see The Evil Within on that list because, to see a new IP that actually charts is always a good thing to see. I haven't played the game yet. I am going to be getting it during Black Friday because I see it's going to be on sale, but I definitely plan to check that out. As for Destiny, well, that's interesting, especially because 360, because I know that they don't have no sale going on where if you buy a 360, you get Destiny. No, that was for Xbox One. So, but of course, I don't know if that number was counted in the SKUs, but I did find that to be interesting. I don't know. I don't know what to really say about that. I was expecting that to be reversed to some degree because of PlayStation, all the efforts that they did to really emphasize, we got this game on our.
I don't think the sales from the bundles were counted.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but see that was last month though, because it came out in September, and that's when all the bundles were flying off the shelves and everything. And these numbers are for October, so I would have thought that in October, it would tell a different story, and that PS4, PS3 would dominate those Destiny sales.
Well, let me just say this: that there's a reason why that is that way. Maybe if the game actually was excellent, a great game, then maybe it would have charted higher. Maybe we thought PlayStation 4 was the one that sold out. What was you gonna say?
I gotta get controversial, man.
Uh-oh.
I gotta get controversial, man.
Please do.
Look, man, Sony took an L on this one, man. Like, to me, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why, yo. They did this because this is the almighty Bungie. The almighty Bungie, the makers of Halo, out there making a game, and now PlayStation like, whoa, they making a game, let's buy exclusive rights, all types of stuff, and that way we can have the Halo effect on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
It failed. The game sold, but it didn't do what PlayStation wanted it to do for their brand. And the fact that we're looking at these numbers right now, to me, that just says that, Sony kind of took an L on that because they probably would have did these same exact numbers without all the marketing and co-marketing deals that they signed. It would have been the same result. So I think it was just a grand waste of money that could have been spent on Drive Club service, man.
Well, you know what? I'd like to add something to what you just said. You're absolutely correct. It's as if they put all of their focus and emphasis on this game, whereas where are the holiday exclusives at? Drive Club, yeah, that game has a lot of issues. And I think we know that the Order 1886 was supposed to come out this fall instead of next year. So clearly, Destiny was the main game for them this holiday season.
What about Little Big? It's so funny how Little Big Planet 3 is getting like the sweep under the rug treatment right now. Like,
wait, is that game even out yet?
It comes out the same day, Tuesday, this week.
It comes out Tuesday, but it's like, this is...
I haven't seen a commercial or a person mention Little Big Planet.
You see what
crazy.
I mean? Exactly. This is a game that was getting in the PS3 was out. This game was hyped to oblivion. Now it's like, oh, it's coming out Tuesday. Like, what the fuck? Like, what you mean? Like,
This new one really isn't a step up. Like, I don't even think it should exist, to be honest. Like, I don't think they shouldn't have dropped another Little Big Planet unless they were gonna do, something real major with it, and completely change the formula.
But you know what?
I thought they did make it a big step up. Like, didn't they add new characters? You can be more people can be on the stage than at once and whatnot.
They added new characters, but it doesn't really like elevate the game much.
And I hear you, but I'm just saying. And this is gonna get me yelled at, or probably I don't really care. Let's look at what Big Planet is from the jump. Like, it was never really that big. Like, and people are gonna think I'm trying to throw shade. I'm not. Like, legitimately speaking, like if you compare Little Big Planet to Project Spark, you can do far more on Project Spark. Little Big Planet's main selling point was the simplicity of it and the quote unquote cutesiness of Sackboy. Pause. So like those things are. They're probably. I'm assuming from what I've seen of Little Big Planet 3, those things are intact and they're adding to it. So I'm sitting here thinking this game's gonna do well because the first two did well. But for some reason, no one's talking about it, and I don't get that. The PS4 has more consoles sold right now. Why is no one talking about the new Little Big Planet game? People hyped up Knack before that came out. So why isn't there any hype for Little Big Planet 3?
Just to counter that real quick, I think it's time. In like this time we're in now, Little Big Planet really isn't a big deal, but when the first two games came out, they really kind of pioneered that play, create, share formula, last generation, and there wasn't really much else like it at the time, which is why they were, so big and so hyped up.
It seems like, so here's the thing, here's my counter is that it seems like Sony isn't even trying to make this game a big deal. That's what I'm saying.
I agree 100% with that.
It's like, like if they would market it, like maybe there'd be more interest. Like, but it just seems like they don't want to do anything for it. They're just throwing it out there to die.
Let's call it what it is. It's a lazy game,
A Little Big Planet 3, Charles.
This
yeah,
was
they're really not promoting that.
It was supposed to be a PS3 game, and they made it PS4, PS3, so it's a real lazy, title for them. So I don't think they want to put the money into it because they know that, it's probably only going to sell to a certain number of people who are really into that game.
And I hear you on that, Gary, but one thing I'd say to that is, what else is there for PS4 users to get exclusively this holiday season?
Nothing. It's a slow few months for Sony.
And we saw how Drive Club kind of, I'm not even going to say anything about that. We all know. So it's like this game, you could put out Little Big Planet 3, as long as it works well and is consistent with the quality of the first two games. Like, this could be a huge game for you. You have the SKU lead right now. You have more consoles in people's homes right now. A game like this appeals to an audience that right now the PS4 doesn't really have any other games to appeal to the younger demographic. So like this holiday season, you should be pushing that. Like, we got games for kids too on this system. Check out Little Big Planet. Everyone seems to like this game. I haven't seen a commercial for it. I haven't seen Sony mention that game since E3.
You know what's crazy too, man? What I don't get with these large companies is that like guerrilla marketing, internet marketing costs next to nothing now. It's like even if you didn't want to buy ads, to get an intern to put together a quick few pictures, to do a blog post, a number of blog posts or just something like it don't cost. It costs next to nothing. Yet there's not even an effort on that front to promote this game. It's, I think, completely sad.
I think there have been videos and blogs. It's just we haven't really been seeing them.
This
pushed out there like that.
There's one other thing. There's one other thing, though. You have to remember this. You already know this, Gary. Media Molecule is not making this game. It's being made by Sumo Digital.
Yeah.
It's a different theme?
Yes. That's another thing.
Wow.
A PlayStation 4 version of, what is that other game, Tearaway? That's what they're working on, and that's what's coming out. I guess I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know if it's already out or what.
Yeah, just to clarify that Media Molecule, they gave up making Little Big Planet games. So They're not making them at all anymore.
Oh, no, that explains. That explains why. Yeah.
Mm.
But check this out though. Like I think Drive Club is going to drop this year for the PSN users. Supposed to get it for free. I don't think it's out yet, but I think it's gonna drop this year. I think they're gonna try to create some kind of Christmas surprise thing, for users. I think it's definitely.
They want to do a Christmas surprise. They can say surprise. The service for this game work.
They already passed that
That'd be
point.
a hell of- That'll be a hell of a surprise.
You can drop the server thing now, though.
Surprise! There's more than 10 games. There's more than 10 cards in this game.
I don't want to get off topic, man. But what else is on the MPD thing? Because like I definitely, since I know I ain't never get a chance to get on this podcast and talk about Sony, Microsoft, and everything like that. So there's definitely some things, some opinions I got, man. Concerning the Sony. Everybody keeps saying top of the year. Well, Microsoft's doing their thing now, but top of the year, that's when Sony gonna start killing everything, And I kept looking I was just looking at the lineup, and I'm like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, I think definitely 2015 gonna be PlayStation's year, but if niggas thinking that Bloodborne gonna do it, like, I don't know, man. Like, that's my opinion, man. This is my opinion. I'm just saying, Bloodborne is not a killer app, yo. That's just me. But that's just me. That's just me. That's just Anthony Frasier. That's just me. You know what I mean? All right.
Oh.
I'm curious to see. Okay, all right. Why do you not think? Like, do you not think it's gonna do as well as say a Demon Souls did or something like that, or Dark Souls?
I think it's like, for instance, like I think maybe worldwide it'll do its numbers, and if we talking worldwide, that's cool. But if we talking like just mass appeal in a concentrated market like North America, I don't really think it's going to do that well because it just doesn't look like a game that is going to grab massive appeal. I honestly think they got better titles that are more suited for that. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, we talking Uncharted, we talking Last of Us. Those are games that is going to be like, yo, killer apps. But everybody treating Bloodborne like this is going to be the shit. This is going to shut the game down, and I just don't believe that.
I need to know who these people are that's saying that, because I've never seen people talk about it like that.
Oh man,
because man, hey, look, we talked about NeoGAF already, and like Bloodborne, from just a completely rational mindset, with most of the people that are on this podcast, we share that kind of mindset. Bloodborne seems like it's just going to be in that niche market, just like Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Which, I mean, there's a lot of people that buy those games. And I think we'll get some sales that float somewhere around that. I don't think this is going to be like the next big PlayStation franchise. I don't think it was ever intended to be that. I think it's just going to be, in that market is going to be something that takes it maybe to another level. Hopefully. From the gameplay I've seen, it looks like a more of the same, but really smooth and really good graphics.
That was another thing. That was another thing I was going to mention. Like, I did see the gameplay, and I just wasn't moved. You know what I mean? It was just like, I just wasn't moved by it. You know what I mean? Like, I played a Souls game before, and yeah, it just seemed like, to me, I feel like in the beginning PlayStation games we getting right now are games that, gameplay-wise, aren't wowing yet. I don't think we're going to see any of that until we see, like, a Naughty Dog come out. And really just shut the game down with something, like that's just me, because I think they understand what it takes to create a cinematic experience and take advantage of the hardware that we have. But I just, right now it just seemed like a lot of updated graphics, a lot of more of the same. And I'm not excluding Xbox from this either. You know what I mean? I'm not excluding Xbox from this. They, Xbox can get the same thing. You know what I mean? Like next gen in general.
Well, I disagree on the Xbox side of things. Like, how we mentioned that Little Big Planet wasn't getting pushed. I don't think Project Spark is getting pushed enough.
Yeah. It's not. You're 100% correct on that.
Because I talked about it with y'all before it was released. That was one of the Xbox games that I was jealous I didn't have. And those, play create type games like Little Big Planet work. I don't understand why they don't promote them enough. Like Project Spark could be huge.
Yo,
Yeah.
Mike about to get mad at me, man. Nah, Mike
Uh-oh.
about
There
to
we
get
go.
mad. Like, I just don't see the hype, with Project Spark, man.
Well, you know what?
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, Mike, before you say anything. You just dove into the world of Minecraft. And I feel like this is the type of game that could emulate what Minecraft has done.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and I feel like, yeah, I think if they would push it and actually get it out there to people playing it, that it would be like, as long as this is, I haven't played it, so if it's as accessible as Minecraft is,
Yeah.
then it should be emulating that success. It may not be able to reach it, just like with WoW, World of Warcraft. None of these MMOs have reached that success, but if you can get somewhere close to it,
Mhm.
you can get that kind of money, then that would be dope.
To be made, even if you get close.
Right.
I'm gonna be fair. Like, I haven't given it a fair shake, so that opinion comes from. That's a very uneducated opinion I have because I haven't seen enough of it. But I definitely, it's just from what I have seen, I just haven't, it's nothing pulled me in. Yeah,
But
nothing pulled me.
you know what part of that is? They haven't shown it to you. They haven't marketed it to you. They haven't put it out there for you to see those types of things. And like I've seen videos of people making some pretty incredible stuff, but when that game came out, did y'all see anything after
Wait.
the fact?
The game's out?
I saw a version of it in my store.
Yeah.
You to purchase. So you didn't even know you could buy it at this point.
Yeah, they did not market that well at all. Like, he's not off on that at all.
No,
Yeah.
because isn't the game on PC too or something, or is it out on?
Yeah,
it's on PC too.
It's out.
I
Yeah,
believe.
it caught me off guard. I'm sitting there in Best Buy looking through the games, and bam, Project Spark in my face. Not a pre-order box or nothing. The game is right there in my face.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That I didn't even know it was out, and I'm interested in that game.
Yeah, it came out last month, right around the time NBA came out.
I think what Microsoft ended up doing was they pushed the exclusives that they thought were either they already established or they knew people were really interested in them. So like Forza, they pushed obviously Halo, they pushed Sunset Overdrive, like, because these are games that they say, okay, we can get an immediate return on. Pushing a game like Project Spark, even though they could have and should have, I guess they see as a riskier investment. See, that's why I'm surprised Sony didn't do that with Little Big Planet, because like you've already made money off this franchise. It's established. You could push Little Big Planet. It'd be an easier task for them to do that than Microsoft. Than Microsoft with Project Spark. And I'm like, this year, there's literally nothing else on that console. You should have been pushing this. You would have made millions because
and it's so much content.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't get
because
that.
the Little Big Planet 1 and 2 stuff still transfer to that game.
Yeah, they transfer over apparently.
Wow.
I'm like, why aren't you pushing this though? I don't get it.
Well, let me ask you a question. I like to be devil's advocate. Say they did push this. The fact that it's coming out on the exact same day as Dragon Age and all these other games, you think that it still would have done well even if they did push it?
You know what? It wouldn't do well in its first week, but over the holiday season, when these parents are picking up these consoles for their kids and stuff, I think with having that title and those images flashing across the screen on TV or whatever, I think they would have picked it up then. But as it stands right now, it's going to come out in that first week and ain't nobody going to talk about it.
And see, that's part of the problem as well. Why is it coming out this Tuesday? Why now? You had all the time in the world to release that on the desert when there was nothing there. You put that. That's when you should have put this shit out. You want to do it now when like there's all these third-party games that everyone wants to play is coming out. It's like, why? Hell, if anything, you could have like just not released Drive Club this year and focused on Little Big Planet 3. You would have been better off. Both games would have been better off throwing. They would have came out in a window where they would have had less competition, and Drive Club would have got much more needed time to develop and get things working right at launch. And honestly, Little Big Planet 3 would be a bigger franchise than Drive Club is because it's already established. Like, it's far less risk. I don't understand why they did that. I mean, adding another delay to Drive Club, no one would have cared. The game was already delayed over a year. So, I mean, just put a little bit... Like, and I'm saying that in all honesty just because I'm like, Little Big Planet 3 to me, I mean, is not my type of game, but I can look at something that I don't like and see quality there. It's a quality franchise. So, it's like, to me, to see them kind of squandering it makes me kind of scratch my head and wonder why. I don't get it.
Yeah, it is bad timing for them to release that game. Like they could have released it in October or early November even, but now it's just like a really bad time. So yeah, I don't have much hope for that game,
Oh,
unfortunately. But, yeah, one game that didn't show up on the MPDs though, and it's for good reason, is Sunset Overdrive. Now, a lot of people tried to make a big deal out of that, but the game wasn't out long before the end of October. So
yeah. It will be. It should be there in November, maybe.
There in November, especially with all the Black Friday. Oh yeah, it'll be there in November.
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's coming from me. You guys know I was not a big. I was like, I don't even want to really play the game. I played Sunset Overdrive and I enjoyed it. Like it was a quality. The gameplay is top notch. I still don't like the humor. That humor is complete garbage. But outside of that, and I take offense to some of the things they kind of do, like the meta and the game and the kind of criticism they make on, things that you see in gaming over and over again. But then they do those same things and they play it off as a joke on the fact that they're done. I'm like, no. If you're going to criticize something, show people an alternative. But aside from that, it's a quality game. So, but when is the official Sunset Overdrive came out? What, 2 weeks ago?
The 28th. Yeah, October 28th.
Yeah, like literally, like the last. Okay, so yeah, you'll see that in November. I assume.
okay. So speaking of November, what games do you think will chart in the top 3 for November?
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Top 3?
Damn. All right. Call of Duty will be number 1, guaranteed.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
I'll go ahead and throw Halo there.
You think Halo will be in there?
Yeah, I think Halo will be top 3.
No. I don't think it should be considered. I don't think it'd be. Are y'all talking about just sales?
Yeah, sales.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was talking about. And like the MPD for November. I'm saying Call of Duty and Halo will be top 3. And then the third one, shoot. I don't know, actually. That's a good question. You know what? I might have to take a stab on it. I'll say Dragon Age.
I think a lot of people want Dragon Age to chart high on that list.
Yeah.
I think it will because with the early embargo and all the things that people have been saying, like I've been watching so many reviews, and there's been one unified negative thing is that the plot is a little light. It kind of basically falls into the same pitfall as like Elder Scrolls games do, where the side quests become more interesting than the main story.
The main story, yeah.
Yeah, but everybody says that it's so much fun to do those side quests, and that's why like the plot just isn't as interesting. Like it's interesting enough for you to move forward, but the side quests and everything are so good, and then it's over, 90 plus hours worth of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that game is going to sell very well.
See, here's my thing. Like, I've always thought of Dragon Age as like it doesn't have the same mainstream appeal as Mass Effect. Like, it seems more of a niche title for like people who are into hardcore fantasy type games. And yeah, so I don't know like how many people. I think a lot of people are put off as well by Dragon Age 2 and the fact that this is the third in the series and they might not have played the first two. So I don't know if it will be top 3, but I do expect it to be, top 5 at least. But I do want it to sell really well, though.
The reason I was hesitant on putting that there is because I'm like, WWE's coming out this month, and those games don't usually sell bad. The only thing that's going to hurt them is the fact that it already came out on last gen, and then it's just now coming out after being delayed on the next gen consoles. I think that's going to hurt them actually more than it'll help. So I don't know if the sales are going to be as strong as they would have probably been if they came out on a unified front and hadn't been delayed. But I would say it's probably between those two. I don't know. Assassin's Creed might make it. Far Cry 4 is still technically November, right?
Yes, that's next week. Far Cry 4.
Next week. See, like, oh my God. Yep. Well, there you have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go Far Cry 4, Halo, and Call of Duty top 3. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that.
Well, you still think Far Cry will sell well given the negativity towards Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Far Cry is consistent. That's a consistent quality franchise. I don't know why people. I don't know why people are having problems with Ubisoft now. Anyways, I really don't get it. It's like people. I understand them worrying about the Uplay thing, like where you stand on that. I mean, even if I don't agree with you, at least that's a respectable concern to have. But a lot of the concerns people are having against them, like, oh, Assassin's Creed's character decisions and whatnot, and then they completely ignore the fact that the side game that you play as a female assassin the entire game. It's a Chinese female assassin. Like, no one talks about that, though. It's just like, why aren't there women in Unity? It's like, why do there have to be? I don't understand. It's like the issues that kind of affecting Ubisoft now are kind of trivial, and I think that they're going to just fade away slowly. Especially when a game like Far Cry comes out, people play it and it's quality and they want to play it. I mean, gamers complain a lot, but when something's good, they'll play it.
Alright. So we spent a lot of time talking about NPD stuff, so let's move on. Well, the next 3 topics basically are about broken games, so let's get right into it. So firstly, the Halo Master Chief Collection, you know, there's been a lot of problems with matchmaking and stuff like that. Michael A., you've actually spent some time with the game, so like, how do you feel about all these complaints, and what's been your experience with the matchmaking?
I mean, honestly, as bad as this is going to sound, I think that's just the standard of gaming as it is now. As things are shifting over to a digitized format, people are not only having to deal with the server stress of people playing online, they're also having to deal with people downloading the game the same time they're trying to play it. Those servers are getting hammered now. In addition to that, we're playing on hardware on 360 or Xbox One and even the PS4 that wasn't intentionally meant to be this way. They weren't intended to be systems that were still equally rooted on disc medium. They were kind of trying to shift to digital. So it's like they're not really, and I don't think we're ever going to see them really reach their full potential because of the fact that they've been hindered by people not wanting really gaming to progress. Halo is a perfect example of that to me because, like, when I first played Halo, I was like, okay, I was expecting that experience you had when you were younger, where it's just you go online, you play. Halo has always been peer-to-peer for the most part, but it's dedicated servers now, so I'm like, this is going to be amazing. And then I forgot to take into account that a lot of people on Xbox One are actually just downloading Halo because they want to play that at midnight at Eastern. They didn't want to waste their time driving to the store to get their copy of the game, whatever. So finding matches was a chore. Like, I would sit there for 10 minutes and I get a game. I've gotten into some games. They've released some patches. They've kind of addressed things. It's still an issue, but it is improved. But yeah, it is kind of disheartening to see that happen, though, just because this is Halo. This is Microsoft's biggest franchise, obviously, one of the biggest franchises in console games, period, point blank. It's the biggest console shooter, basically, in terms of the impact that it's had on gaming. You would expect this to be done and just work at launch. And I can understand people being upset about that because it bothered me. But I mean, I will say this, a lot of Halo players, and I guess this might be a nod to the Halo community, instead of just sitting there complaining, a lot of them just said, screw it. I mean, just make up custom, because you can play custom games to just be peer-to-peer instead of dedicated. So a lot of people will just reach out to their friends and say, like via Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and just say, I'm running customs, message me if you want to invite. And there were just people running full custom games, 16 people just going crazy. And that's what I've been doing mainly. I've just playing customs with like Halo Pros and whatnot, trying to get better at the game, get back in my Halo and whatnot.
Yeah, customs was heavy in Halo before anyway. So
true, and I think that's kind of why, for me, it wasn't as bad as it could have been in terms of my disappointment, just because it's not like I've never played customs before. I usually play customs. It's one or the other. Just wherever my friends are. If I have enough people, I'll play customs. If not, I'll just go online. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. But I can see why a lot of people are disturbed, and yeah, it's to the point now where it's just people are just getting fed up. It's like Sunset Overdrive worked online because it has to go up. That worked day one for me. Forza Online worked day one when I played it. I to this day have not had issues with Forza. Like, it just worked for Horizon 2. So it's like, why Halo of all games would that be the one that would happen to? The only other game I had that launch was probably Destiny.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, why aren't these companies utilizing beta tests more?
Yes.
Like, it can be such a huge opportunity, you know, having all these people under like these unified accounts and everything. Like, why not utilize that more often?
You know what? And it's not even just me trying to throw shade at Microsoft. I think it's just gaming in general. I think people are skimping on Q&A, period. I think a lot of companies are just foregoing it. Because they figure we could just do alpha beta tests to the public. And it's like, no, you're not getting legitimate, qualified feedback doing that. Because most people who are playing alphas and betas are just playing because they want to play the game. Or they want to try hard at it. They're not playing it.
Yeah, but that's true. That's true. But you can test the. You can still get the servers hold up.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Halo's problems isn't even just server side. Like, our menu system's kind of messed up. There'll be times where you'll have to hard reset the game. Or by hard reset, I literally mean go back to your Xbox dashboard, quit the game, and then restart the game. So it's not really that bad. But you have to quit your Halo app on your Xbox and restart it because you won't be able to join another person's party, or your menu will glitch and it'll just keep flashing. Like, those are things that would have been found in QA. Yeah. QA would have had that resolved. As bad as it is, I honestly feel Microsoft probably skimped on QA for this because they figured, we released all 4 of these games before. Yeah, we're adding new features here and there. But, I mean, surely you can't mess the game up that well. These are 4 complete games already. Not taking into account their interaction with each other and the new features they've added in the new menu system. And the new infrastructure that it's being played on. And the fact that it's on dedicated servers and it never was. Like, these are all things you have to take into account. So Q&A would have been just as pivotal as it always has been. And I feel like they probably skimped on it for this game. And they're not the only ones. As you said, there's some other broken games that get launched this gen. And I'm seeing a trend. I honestly believe, maybe this is someone who's just because I'm getting into it now, I think a lot of companies are skimping on QA. They're not wanting to pay the money for it, which is funny because QA people don't really make that much money anyway. So it's like, why skip on it? I honestly feel they are. And the real question to me is why? Like, your product being quality at launch only positively impacts your reviews and your sales. So you make more money if you put out a game that works properly. To do that, you need QA. Why are they kind of skimping? If I'm correct, why are they skimping on QA? Especially that is my question.
Yes, it is. I got something to say, but I think you're trying to say something, Gary.
Oh yeah, no, it's just I was asking about Michael A's mic. I think it was the sound was dipping in and out, but
yeah, may have to adjust that.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a statement very quickly. I think Michael A brought up some good points about the development time, about the fact that they have to compensate for the system getting all this stuff figured out. But I have to say this: I completely disagree with what has happened with this process up to this point. This is the one game that everybody, and I mean everybody, is Microsoft's sure bet in terms of a game they know will sell extremely well. And let's be realistic here, not to say anything bad about Microsoft, but this is the old game. The remastered stuff they add in there, that's you got to give credit for that. But this game is fairly dated, which means that once you fix all that other stuff, then you really should be focusing on making sure it actually works day one. Now, I had a few issues getting into some matches. Eventually, I got in, and it's fun once you get in. But I just think in terms of having any type of matchmaking issues, this is the one thing you cannot make any mistakes about. With a game of this nature, you just cannot. That's not a good thing, because now it gives them bad press going into when Halo 5 comes out, because this is a joke that people are going to have now before the game even comes out. Like, oh, well, will it work when it comes out? So I'm glad they are having a beta for it next month. That will help them out tremendously. But moving forward, they definitely need to have betas. Any type of opportunity they have to have people test out the game and give feedback that is crucial to making sure the game works. Because just like Michael A said, Forza, Sunset Overdrive, these games had absolutely no issues. They were flawless. Even I rarely saw anything when I played and reviewed both of these games that stood out as being problematic to the game itself. So
I got a small opinion on that, man. I got a small opinion. The thing is, how big is 343?
I don't know.
Was a lot of this work outsourced? I'm eager to know, because it's like, it'd be, if it wasn't, it could be a problem just focus. I mean, I know right now 343 is supposed to be working on this Halo 5 game.
Yeah.
And if they're working on this Master Chief Collection, like where do you put the focus at? Where do you put the team at? How big is the team? How do you distribute the work across the teams? And I think that can be one of the issues that these studios start to have. I mean, but this is me speaking from a point of view of not knowing how big the team is, or even if they outsourced it. I don't know.
No, you're right, and I believe that the focus on too many things at once. Because I thought originally it was supposed to be Halo 2 Anniversary Edition, not all the other games included. When they decided to add that from a value standpoint, it was good to give people, those who never played Halo, the full experience. However, yes, it does come at a cost, because then that means that there's time they gotta, now there's something that's not going to get that much attention. So
I mean, that can make me a little fearful for Halo 5. I'm like, they say they slacking up over here, worry about some damn Halo 2. Like,
Well,
I don't give a fuck about that.
they probably they like
Devil's advocate, though, part of the addition to this is the Halo 5 beta, which launches.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think all that focus is going on that.
Yeah.
It has to go on that. That's the game right there.
Are betas used as betas still? Like, what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. Most betas and alphas are not actually true betas and alphas anymore. They're just essentially demos. Because people who play them don't play them right. If you are playing if you are in an alpha and a beta, unless they explicitly tell you otherwise, you should be a registered member of their forums. You should be leaving feedback, and not just what you think of the game as an individual. Things like, oh, okay, the game crashed when I did this. These elements weren't showing up. People don't do that now. They just play it and sit there and play it, and then try to get number one on the leaderboards in a fucking beta and alpha. That's it. It's not the same thing anymore. Years ago, when they started releasing it to the public, yeah. Even on PS3 and Xbox 360s, there were some legitimate alphas and betas where, like, you had to be members of the forums to get in, and people gave feedback, and they gained something from it. Now it's like, pre-order the game and get access to the beta. What? No. What does that have to do with anything? Why don't you just call it what it is? Just call it a demo and be done with it. And that's part of the problem. It's like it's like they're trying to skimp on it, and they're doing that instead of actually paying people who are trained and qualified to test a game out and give you honest feedback on it.
So argument against that, and I agree. I actually completely agree with you. But aren't these machines built now to be able to grab those data points without much feedback from the user, or is the user still?
To an extent, yes, it is more automated, so they can grab, like, they can look at, like, they can on their side, they can look at, okay, this is where people are. They can look at where points of a game where people are crashing the most. They can look at where areas on the map, let's say in the shooter, where everyone's going because there's a glitch spot or something. They can look at some of these things, but then there's other issues that you would just need to talk to a human being to get. There's a reason the Halo Master Chief Collection has a menu system that's glitchy. It's because they couldn't just check for that on server side. They would have needed a Q&A tester to sit there and mess around with that menu and say, yeah, when I do this, this happens, and it's not supposed to. You need to fix this. It happens this often. These are the steps that I've been able to take to trigger this from happening. You need a human being to do that. I don't think they're doing that anymore. They're skipping all of this and looking at code and saying, this should work. Let's just release it as is, because we can just patch it later anyway.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem now. Because back in the day, and I'm not saying this is some old head or something, back in the day, that's unacceptable. If your game didn't work and you released it, there was no patches. So you had to have Q&A, and not even just the amount of people. You had to have a full Q&A team, and they had to test that game extensively for a period of time before it came out. Not a month, not 3 months, not since it went gold. We're talking a year before release. These people were testing the game and trying to break it. Some companies still do this. Have you ever wondered why Nintendo quality titles come out and, like, people aren't complaining about glitches and whatnot? It's because Nintendo still does this. They test their games to the point of breaking them because they still believe in that quality. They don't want to have to patch and update games to make them work how they're supposed to work when you buy them.
Yeah, they
But it
leave
seems
people
like
waiting for
other
like
companies
3
aren't
years.
Wait,
doing it. What
what?
happened?
There?
Yeah, they leave people waiting for their games for like 3 years so they can test them.
Yeah, that's right. So they better be worth the wait.
Yeah, you're right. And you know what I can tell you? This new Zelda game that everyone's been waiting forever for, when it comes out, I guarantee you it works. I won't be getting kicked out of the, I won't be getting kicked offline or having my menu glitch out when I'm trying to start the game up. Won't have my save file freeze. No, it'll just work.
Well, you won't have to worry about that anyway because it won't have online like most of the
True.
games Nintendo
That's
has.
valid point.
Yeah, you're right.
But I guarantee you, Smash Brothers is about to drop. I guarantee you, Smash Brothers is in terms of. I'm not even talking about in terms of people whether they like the game or not. That's up to the individual. I'm saying in terms of the game functioning. The game will function at a high level. It will work well because they test the hell out of their stuff. Why is that? Why are they the only people doing that now?
Yeah, I gotta give it to Nintendo actually, because they actually entered 2014 now, because they're allowing people to preload the game and everything. So that's pretty cool.
You know what? I'd rather they stay back in 2007 and not have preloading as long as all their games come out and fucking work. I'll take that over preloading. I don't want to because I had this Master Chief Collection preloaded, and did that save me from the issues I'm going through right now? No. People had that Assassin's Creed preloaded. Did that stop their faces from turning inside out? No. I had NBA 2K preloaded early. Had that mug preloaded the day you could preload it. Did that help me with that face scan working? It saved me for 2.5 hours trying to get that shit working, thinking, oh, they showed it in the commercials. It had to work. I'm just not having enough light. So me and my roommate running around the damn house, turning every light on, even lights in the bathroom, and we're not in the damn bathroom, but we're trying to get maximum lightage in the damn house. And then I finally go online and realize it didn't work for me, because it didn't work for anybody. Is that preload so bad? No. I'll take a game working properly over preloading any day. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That's just not a big enough feature to me to sacrifice a game being quality and actually functioning.
Okay, so before I get to the next thing, Charles, did you have something to say? Because I noticed you unmuted.
Dang it, I forgot what it was, because I actually was talking and didn't realize I was muted, and then forgot it.
Okay.
If I think of it, I'll throw it out there. I know what it was. When y'all were talking about Nintendo and everything, I was like, they have so many different opportunities where people play their stuff early anyway, and like public settings and stuff. Mm-hmm. So they get that feedback right then and there.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
I mean, it may be like a controlled environment, but you kind of need those things in order to get the right feedback and make sure this stuff works. So,
yeah,
maybe people need to embrace that more often.
Yeah. Okay, so staying on the topic of broken games. Uh-oh. So GTA 5, that game came out last year originally, and they waited like 2 weeks, I think it was, before they launched the online GTA Online, and we all know that they suffered problems the first couple weeks. It was hell trying to get in that game and play it the first few days and everything. So I wanted to ask, will that experience happen again when it launches next week on PS4 and Xbox One?
Yes, it will.
Yes.
It's an absolute guarantee.
And what will be the result? Like, what will happen? Will there be lots of backlash? Will people, will it be like another Assassin's Creed Unity where people are just going in?
Well, first and foremost, and I'm going to keep this brief because I know others, they probably got a lot to say. What happened with Assassin's Creed, that is on a whole nother level of taking L's. It will not be that serious with GTA. At least I don't think it will be. But once again, what you guys said earlier about Nintendo spending time on their games, Rockstar spends a hell of a lot of time on their games too. So I don't think that they would say we're going to drop this game now only to have so many issues in it to the extent where it's unplayable. I think it'll still work, but I don't think that it's going to necessarily work smoothly because, it's just how it was with GTA Online on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it will work smoothly, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of have a point there. I think they've had a lot of time to tweak it and play with it, and they're releasing the whole package at the same time. Whereas last year, we had to wait a couple weeks before we got the online, and a lot of people thought that it was because they wanted us to play the story first. But in actuality, it was probably because they were still trying to fix the online, so that's why they delayed it those 2 weeks. But this time around, it seems like they're confident. We're seeing a lot of promo and marketing material come out. So, I mean, I'm hoping everything will be stable, but I guess you never know.
I would hope that they would be. I would hope they'd be confident in a game that they've already released to us and charge us full retail for. Would work a year later after charging us full retail for it again. I would hope they'd be confident in that.
That
It doesn't make any sense.
what you just said, that is one of the biggest issues I have with this game. For those that have already purchased it and they want to upgrade to get the next gen version, there should have been some type of discount. How many times have you seen this happen with other games? Last of Us, there was a discount for that. So I don't understand why it's not. And then one other thing, and I know you're going to get into this, Gary, about the heist. Now, let me just get this straight. First-person view is great. It looks cool. But where the hell are the heists? That was what should have been in this game from a long time ago. And I felt like when people saw the next-gen stuff with the first person, they're like, oh, Rockstar is the shit. They doing it. But no one said, where the hell are the heists at?
Yeah.
So,
Actually,
I really wish.
What?
Rumor.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I heard a rumor it was launching with the game, but I don't know how much truth there was to that. But,
Nah,
Isn't
they
it sad
said
though that we're still relying on rumors for a game that's already a year old instead of them just telling us?
that rumor is not true because they said the first update they do. I don't know when that update is going to be. The first update is supposed to have that on all platforms, the older consoles too.
But you know what? Just to be kind of devil's advocate on that. What if they did do that though? What if the game came out and you turn it on and there's an update, like a day one patch for it, and then the PS. Now it would be kind of stupid if the PS3 and Xbox 360 owners got that same patch with the heist in it.
Yeah.
But what if they did have a day one patch and the heist were on the launch?
That would be interesting. I don't think that would work perfectly either though. Only because just look at how they treated GTA Online. It had all these connection issues with the beginning. This is pretty much a relatively new thing they're doing here with Heist, so I think that's going to have some technical issues.
No.
At least that's what I think. Now I could be wrong, but I think that is going to have some type of issues for some people.
yeah, and the first person mode as well, isn't that going to be online as well?
I don't know about that now.
I thought it was. Never mind.
I don't think they when they showed the trailer, I don't think any of that was online, and I could see some issues happening with that if they did do it where the first person mode was online too. So
Yeah, that seems like it would be really ambitious to do that. So.
I mean, it is supposed to be online. I'm not 100% certain though if that is actually going to happen. I only know about the campaign stuff, but I'm not sure about the online in full.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I just wanted to, get your take on that because that could be. I know a lot of people are planning to rebuy the game again. The hype is starting to really come out again. It's feeling like the first time it came out almost.
yeah, which is sad. But y'all know about the bundle that Sony announced, right?
The PlayStation 4 bundle?
Yeah.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 bundle for Black Friday or whatever.
What does it come with the game and what else? Does it come with another?
It's just basically the fucking rinse and wash edition because it comes with Grand Theft Auto and The Last of Us remastered.
Oh, the remastered console.
Or to play these games that you can play on your PS3 is basically what that edition is. I've seen that one, yeah. It's a good price though. I can't knock the price. It's a good deal. So if you're looking to get a PS4, get that. I would just say to get a PS4. I don't see why you need to buy games you already own.
So it's basically,
the
PS3 version of the PS4, the PS3 bundle of the PS4. So.
Yeah, but the fact that it's $3.99.
PS4. $3.99.
Yeah, but the fact
Yeah.
that it's $3.99 doesn't bother me because I'm like, okay, you're getting games that you already had for free, basically.
Ah, okay. So yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
that's what
what
I'm
the
saying.
price
Like the
was.
price makes it solid. That's what I'm saying. That's a good, really good
Yeah.
price.
Yeah, for those that for some odd reason didn't buy a PlayStation 4 yet, that's an excellent deal.
Yeah. It's just like these people buying these Xbox Ones for $350 and getting Assassin's Creed Unity for free. It sounds like that's about the right price.
Yeah, they get that, and they also get Black Flag.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
Black Flag.
I'm not going to say much about Assassin's Creed, but from what I understand, the way that that game operated, yeah, I don't even think it is worth that price at this point. But you know, that's another.
And you know, everybody.
This is all I'm going to say on the game because I haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's spoiler or not. I find it really, really funny that, and I'm not going to name names, I'm going to keep it simple. Certain console people were complaining about a game not being maxed out on their hardware, and then the game does come out, and guess what systems has the most issues running the game at its current level?
Yeah, I found that funny too, because
That's, to me, it's just hilarious.
yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
that was hilarious. I have to agree with
Wait,
that.
Are you talking about the PC issues?
The PC and PS4 have the most issues. The Xbox One is the most stable frame rate version.
I didn't say that. That's
Wasn't
Rich.
that the
Don't
lead
attack me. That was Rich that said that.
No, but that's what they've been saying. That's what they've been saying across the board. A lot of different websites have said this. So, and then they had footage online of it as well. So, yeah, I thought that is interesting.
The PC one, that's the one that bothers me the most.
Yeah,
I think that was them being lazy as a developer because you have immensely more powerful tools to use, and then that is the worst performing version of the game, even on higher end rigs that cost like $2,000. Are you serious?
Yeah, and
Like
see
how?
that's what bothers me too because the excuses they use they were like because there's so much tech running in the game at once sometimes it just all collapses on itself because there's so much in there like so many effects and
yes,
everything like that.
the
But
new
like
engine.
PC would be the perfect platform to showcase all of that and have everything running stably, but it's
Yeah.
still trash on PC. So
Oh, trash. That's
Yeah,
what.
and then like think about this. Like Total Biscuit, I think is who was talking about it, and he made a good point. He was like, these are issues, of course, there are issues across the board, but the bigger thing I'm trying to point out is that I'm using a very expensive setup and it's not working. So imagine your average consumer and what they'll have. Like it's basically going to be unplayable at a high quality.
yeah, and I have to address this as well because I wrote first impressions on the Coalition, and I had mostly good things to say about the game because I got the game on Saturday last week. So I had to. I wasn't gonna review the game because it was too close to release and everything. So I was gonna write up first impressions, and I played the game for like 3-4 hours, and I didn't really experience any problems. Like I played on PS4 and I couldn't try out the co-op until Monday evening because there was nobody to try it out with
You
until then.
experienced some problems.
Uh
You
oh.
experienced some problems getting your butt whipped in that game.
Whoa.
Say what?
Whoa.
I watched that gameplay stream, man. You was getting smoked.
Oh
That
yeah,
man was getting chopped. That man was getting chopped up by the AI.
yeah. I died like once. The rest of the time, I handled them. I handled my business. But but yeah, I mean, I had a lot of positive things to say because I guess I didn't play enough of it at that point to really get into all those issues and stuff. And what I played of it during that period, was pretty fun. But I haven't had the chance to play it a lot this week, and I know there's a patch out for it now. But seeing all the pictures and all the footage and stuff, I can actually see how bad it is. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's my stance on it. I just wanted to clear that up because there might be people out there who think that the coalition are supporting a horrible game or something like that. that's not the
No.
case. It's just, that from my experience in those, like 4 hours I played, it was fun. So
I like to make a quick joke because you mentioned the pictures. Well, the pictures are funny, but easily the most funniest thing I saw, someone on Twitter had a comment would say, "Well, this is exactly why Ubisoft they can't do women assassins because this is what you get, these type of images." So that whoever said that was a genius comment. It's hilarious. But yeah, I have to say that because I found that hilarious.
True that.
yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think about Ubisoft trying to control all of the negative press by setting their embargo date hours after the game releases? So like the embargo ended, I think it was 9 a.m. West Coast time, 12 p.m. Eastern, and it was 5 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
So like during that whole time, the game would have already been on sale, and it would have already been out there. So it kind of seems like they scheduled the embargo for that specific time so that they could still get enough sales before the negative press rolls out. What do you guys think of that? And is it, a really negative thing, bad tactic for
I'll
Ubisoft?
preface I'll preface this and say two things. Number one, I think if anything, that's more of a reflection on gamers and consumers than Ubisoft themselves. All it takes for people to buy the game without liking it anyway is simply not anyone having reviewed the game yet. That just means people aren't doing enough research and thinking for themselves to determine whether or not they want to get the game. That's number one. Number two, I will say this. Is it shady? Yeah, I suppose I can see the argument. I mean, is this a new practice in gaming? No.
No.
Tons of people do this. Tons of people are doing it now. Like, am I excusing it or defending it? No. I honestly do feel that embargoes, the way they are now, the entire infrastructure of embargoes needs to change. You can't, but it's not even for the reasons that you guys are thinking. I don't like that certain sites get coverage of games first, just because. Like,
Yep.
you can't say that they're doing a better job covering the game. You can't say that they're giving insight that other people aren't giving or something like that. They just paid money for it. That's it. The embargo system isn't done for the benefit of gamers. It's done for the benefit of companies' pockets. And to me, that's anti-consumerism. Like, that's not in the best interest of gaming as a hobby. It's not in the best interest of gamers as individuals, and it's not in the best interest of the games themselves. So why do that? Like, that's a little shady. I just won't throw Ubisoft under the bus for it because they're not the only ones that do it. I would throw everyone who does it underneath the bus. Every company that has and will do it. But yeah, in this case, I'd go ahead and say, yeah. But at the same point in time, I'm pointing fingers at gamers too, because if all it took for you was just to buy the new Assassin's Creed with just the fact that there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out, then perhaps you need to step back, look at yourself, and say, why do I buy the games I buy? Am I buying them because other people are telling me that I should buy them because there's hype? Am I buying them because it's the new game of another game I've already played already? Or am I buying them because I've researched the game and it genuinely interests me to the point where I just need to play it? Not to sound self-righteous, I don't think gamers are really buying games for the right reasons now. People don't buy games because they as an individual want to play it. They buy it because people tell them to. They buy it because some elitist group of gamers say, oh, this game is going to be pro. Buy it so you can be pro too. And you can drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos. And have a T-shirt with mustard stains on it and be a millionaire. Like, that's why people buy games. And that's not why you should be buying video games. You should be buying video games because you learn from them or you enjoy them or they're just quality titles. And that means sometimes you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone to play a game that's a new IP that you've never played before. Every IP that exists now at some point in time was new. But people now, oh, there's a new Assassin's Creed? Let me cop that real quick. Don't really need to look into what they're doing in the game or the fact that there might be issues. It's Assassin's Creed. Gotta buy it.
Yes.
Like, what? Why? And, like, again, I can't even judge the new Assassin's Creed. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know if it's good or not. I'm seeing the issues, and honestly, some of them look pretty bad. That face thing creeped me the hell out when I saw it for the first time. I was like, ugh, I got hives. Like, it was really disturbing to see something like that. So I'm like, these are kind of game-breaking to a point where it takes you out of the element and the experience of playing the game. That's a big deal. For them to ship that game like that, I don't know, Ubisoft, that's not a good look. That's not what's hot in the streets right now. So yeah, I think people really it's a deeper question than that. But yeah, that's it.
I got something to say. I'm gonna let Charles go first because I know he got something to say.
Well, one thing I'm like, all right, when was the embargo lifted, or when will it be lifted?
It was lifted the day the game came out at noontime, 9 a.m. Pacific for those in California.
Okay. One thing I haven't heard, I wanted to ask that question just to make sure that I'm in the right mindset here. I haven't been hearing anything good about the game itself, like story wise or gameplay wise. Like I've heard nothing but the complaints and stuff, and I've been watching some streams and I watched this gameplay, and the bigger issue here. I mean, the releasing the game in this shape is bad. But I feel like the fact that this isn't an advancement in the Assassin's Creed formula is the bigger issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't seem like they've done anything new. Like adding a bunch of people, and that you're probably going to be able to see through the whole time. But adding a whole bunch of people and making it like a more dense city, okay, that's cool. But is the gameplay improved anyway by this? Like Gary, how did you feel about it when you were playing?
I might sound slightly biased because I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed, but I really enjoyed like the animations. You know, they really did a lot of work on animation and stuff. The way he climbs, the way he runs, the way he reacts to the environment and everything. And climbing, jumping through windows, swinging through windows, and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff that they've added as far as animation and gameplay and everything. And they've refined the climbing controls. I like that. It's a lot harder to do things by mistake this time around because you have.
Yeah, like I see they have the thing where you can run down, like a free run down.
Yeah.
I think that definitely needed to be added to the game for sure.
Yeah.
But
And
like, how do you feel about like side quests and the missions themselves? Because that's typically where the Assassin's Creed games kind of fall apart if they have issues.
right. From what I played, I was starting to enjoy the story. Like, I was a little bit after he becomes an assassin. And the main quests seemed okay, but a lot of the side stuff, from what I played so far, they seemed kind of baseless, and they didn't really mean that much. I guess they put more work into the co-op stuff, but I didn't even get to play a lot of the co-op either. So I might hop on the game after the show just to get a broader outlook on it and everything. But
it's like, does anyone else like? I think I need to give it a little bit more time for people to get deeper into the game and give opinions, because the time shift stuff seems kind of cool, where you go into a different time period, jumping through the tears in that world.
Oh yeah, that stuff is cool. I really like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But do y'all not feel like, as far as side quests and them having an effect on like the main story and stuff, don't you feel like they've stepped backwards in that? Because I felt like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and even Revelations kind of have more importance placed in the additional things you could do, like building up your own little group and everything. And Black Flag, Black Flag, it was kind of the additional stuff on there. You can ultimately sum that up to be like a freaking web browser based game where you're sending the ships out to do stuff or whatever. But it was nice to have. But doesn't it seem like they've taken a step back?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean because I was a big fan of Brotherhood and Revelations and building up the guild and everything, sending people on missions and all that stuff. That stuff was really cool, and I like that stuff. But I think in this one they kind of focused more on they wanted the community element where you could create your own clan or guild, whatever they call it, online and do the co-op missions and everything. And also you can customize your character. They have different stats and everything that you can apply to your character to make him however you want. So I think they paid more attention to that stuff because really they like to focus on a couple new features in every game, and I guess they went that direction this time.
Well, I like to make a statement, and let me apologize to you right now, Gary, before I make this statement. I think this series needs a break. When you said earlier, Charles, about do you think they're getting away? I think they've gotten away from that from a long time ago. I would go back to Assassin's Creed 3 because that's a game that a lot of people had complaints about. It's just like, why? I know that the original team they had on this game, I can't think of the guy's name right now. And then you had Jade Raymond there. I know these guys had a vision for where they wanted to take the series, and that vision completely veered into another direction now. Now, I'm not saying the series is bad. I'm saying they need to refocus. And I think when you were trying to release a new game every single year, you ain't giving yourself enough time to really let this thing stretch out and take it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, it does need to take a break now, I think.
Yeah, because
I don't think it's possible to have a game that's supposed to be narrative driven be a yearly release. It's just not possible.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I mean, and then with the technology, you know, between consoles, you're not allowing yourself to learn the ins and outs.
You have to do hard.
Taylor, yeah. Like you're taking the old stuff that you had, and you're like, all right, we're gonna build upon that. But you don't even know how to make the old games you made on this new console yet. Like you basically starting from the bottom up. You don't even know what you're doing. Like they really need to take time. Like what? Why couldn't? And like we're only just now seeing any kind of positive side from this with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, but why couldn't they do kind of like the 3-year rotation with individual teams on the Assassin's Creed games?
I think they do switch teams because they have different teams around the world, and I think they swap them between the teams or something like that.
I think they do where like one team does the multiplayer and the other one does the single player.
Yeah. Well, let me ask a deeper question. You asked that question. Do these teams communicate with each other so that the story makes sense from one title to the next?
I do not believe they do. No.
Yeah.
Well, with Call of Duty as an example, hell no, they don't even need to. But like Assassin's Creed would definitely have to if they want to, do something like that.
Assassin's Creed does it either. Honestly, I really don't think they do. I think they just do whatever they want now. Let's just go with it. Let's have pirates. Let's have Native Americans. Like they just pick random themes and go with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really going somewhere at one point, but in
the first one.
No, from Assassin's Creed 3 is where it started to go downhill because the way they ended off that Desmond thing was just felt rushed. It was really, really rushed. Like that wasn't supposed to be how it was intended, I think.
But what you said about that ending, that was a very interesting ending about what you can expect in the future. This is why I'm thinking, well, why are they taking all this time to get to what happens next after Desmond stuff is over with?
Why isn't anybody thinking like remotely original in that building? Like just imagine this. Let me just paint this picture. What if we had gotten the original trilogy as it should have been? Like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. The Black Flag could have been a completely different franchise or whatever the hell. It didn't have to be Assassin's Creed related at all. Like they could have created a completely new world and not been limited to trying to tie into the overarching, confusing as hell Assassin's Creed lore that it is now. Like, why not make those things different? And then even then. Just thinking on a smaller level, these didn't have to be called Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3. Like it just feels like a whole bunch of expansions.
Well,
basically.
yeah. Well, I think it's not going to be a numbered thing anymore. I mean, I'm not for sure if that's going to be. If that's true. They're probably just going to have Assassin's Creed and then have the title instead of the number after Assassin's Creed. I don't know though if that's what they're trying to do.
I don't know, because Black Flag was considered 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they called that one Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, so...
This is not considered Assassin's Creed 5, then, I guess. Because 5 is not the title.
No.
Yeah, see, it's very confusing. Just as much as just as the story is confusing, everything else is about it is confusing.
I have another question that's good, and no one's been able to answer to it. When are we going to get an Assassin's Creed game where you play as Desmond the whole game?
That's not gonna happen. I think they completely
See,
washed their hands with that. Like they're not
But
because
that was supposed to happen. That's why I don't understand. Why would you? Like that was supposed to happen. Desmond, you're supposed to eventually. Desmond's supposed to wake up and be an assassin and continue on. He's not supposed to just stay in the past all the time. And now they're like, well, instead of progressing the story and taking risks, let's just pick cool themes from the past and just make random games based on it.
Because I was always waiting. I was always waiting for a modern, Assassin's Creed to happen. Basically, I was waiting to play as Desmond. Like when the first game came out, I had my issues with it, but my first, I was like, all right, this is cool. There's something to build upon. We're gonna have this. 2 will jump up, a good bit of years or whatever, and maybe jump around in time and everything. But the third one, at least the last half of it or something, would be modern time, and it would be you as Desmond in that world fighting the Templars of today or whatever. And then when it branched out into stuff, that was interesting too, because we got the Pirates game, which I enjoyed. And then we're getting that China expansion.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be its own game if they spent the time. I think Mike said that before, or somebody said it before.
yeah.
Why isn't it its own title?
Or even if it's not its own game, okay. You could have had the first 3 games been about Desmond, and you could have had another game about another character. That's the side game that takes where you control the Chinese assassin. That could have been a new character that you could have made another 3 games on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nothing's saying you go to Desmond in the modern times and now you can't go back. No, you could have gone back with somebody else, somebody else using the machines to in freaking. I think Black Flag it's basically history lessons now at this point where everybody can use the machines, which I think that's kind of ridiculous. But you can go back and forth, tell a story, finish the story, and do something else.
Yeah, I think what happened was, they found out that people responded mostly to the historical stuff, so they got rid of Desmond real quick so that they could rinse and repeat the, historical stuff year to year. And, now we have this confusing Abstergo angle where I don't even know what's really going on with that stuff anymore. And it's really only about the historical stuff. That's all people care about now.
They don't know either, so you guys have that in common. No one knows what's going on now with that particular concept.
Yeah.
I wanted to say something really quick about the embargo situation. I agree with a lot of what Mike said. That you have to have the consumers have to do their research, because I think about the simple fact when I go to buy a game. 9 times out of 10, I see everybody who wants to buy a game, they immediately go to GameStop. They don't think about any other store. I got to go to GameStop because that's where the game is at. When they could be taking advantage of so many other offers. Best Buy Gamers Unlocked, for example. But no, I got to go to GameStop. So, yeah, people don't do their research. However, in this case, it's very hard to do research on a game when there is no reviews out there, when there is nothing out there. So this is a special case here with this game. Do I think that Ubisoft made a huge mistake? Yes, they did make a mistake. I'm not going to say that they are finished as a company, but they need to learn from this mistake. And believe me, they did, because their stock dropped right as soon as all this bad news came out about the game. So I believe they are going to do better in the future. But yeah, they just had way too many things going on this year. And then not to mention the fact about the issue with the Assassin's Creed Unity. They wasn't even sending Rogue out to people until the game was out to review. And a lot of people have said that game is better than Unity. Because
which is totally what I expected.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. They just had a lot going on. They got Far Cry 4 coming out this week here. I really hope that game has no issues, although I already heard of one thing, which is that there is a way to beat the game in 15 minutes because there's an alternate ending that is out there. Yes, I have heard about this.
No,
Oh, I had
but
heard
calm down. I think it's more like. Do y'all remember the Way of the Samurai games? I
Yeah.
think it's probably going to be something like that because like in Way of the Samurai 2, you can start the game and somebody's getting their ass kicked, and if you stop it, that starts the story, or you can just be like fuck it, walk across the bridge and you beat the game. It'll probably be something like that.
Yes, it is. It's similar. I'm not going to say any spoilers. There's a video floating around, and I wanted to address it because a lot of sites are talking about this now, and it's not really. It will paint a negative light on the game because of the way they are talking about it, saying that yes, it is possible for you to do this, but that's not the whole game.
What did you do? Commit suicide or something?
Oh, you had me worrying like 15. I thought it was like another Metal Gear Solid. I'm like 15. Excuse me. Far Cry. 15.
No. This is.
Yeah, now I see what you're saying. It's like something you can just do, but like you can always just play it again and actually play through the actual game instead of just doing that short 15 minutes. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That's not the full. They have a lot of other ways. I believe that story can go.
I'll be honest. You had me a little worried. I was like, okay, I'm not. That's enough.
Oh no, I'm gonna get the game, so I'm gonna find out about that. After I really play it the way it's meant to be played, then I'll see what this little other thing is. But no, Ubisoft has not had a. I mean, they got a lot going on. You got that coming out, then you got The Crew coming out in a couple weeks, and I already expect that game to be garbage because.
Yeah. Let's talk about The Crew. So why?
You said
Why
why?
is that game still coming out? Why hasn't that been canned?
Well, I guess I mean, it's coming out December 2nd. I think they said. I guess they want to get everything out in the open because I guess next year they got a huge year planned for other titles that we don't know about yet.
You know what they should have did to The Crew? They should have made that one of those games where when in a division you walk up to an arcade cabinet and you can play The Crew. That's what they should have done.
No, I think they saw what happened with Drive Club and they were like, oh, you know what? We should release this now because at least this works.
Oh,
Yeah, that game.
man.
I didn't think about that. That game is going to fly off the shelves for PS4 users. They're going to love The Crew.
Which game?
The Crew?
Wait,
They're going to be all over it.
why did you put that on PS4 users for The Crew?
No, I mean, they'll like it. I mean, as long as it functions when they turn on the game, they'll be all over that.
Is that you taking subtle shots again?
There's no shot. I didn't even know. First of all, Gary's the one who brought up the point. I hadn't thought about it.
It's too early.
He's 100% correct.
What
Let's be honest.
point again?
So, yeah. I honestly I think The Crew's going to sell better on PS4, basically, is what I'm alluding to.
Yeah. Well,
Why? I'm confused. Like, what did I miss to make it? Why are we thinking this?
You know what, Drake? Don't worry about it. We don't want to hurt your feelings anymore. Never mind.
I'm legit asking a question. What did Gary say before that to prompt what you said is what I'm asking.
I said basically, because Mike asked why is The Crew coming out, and I was like, they saw what happened with Drive Club, and they were like, you know what, we should release this game.
Okay, that was the missing piece. That was the missing piece. That's why I was asking what you said because I knew that there was something I missed.
but you know what? That is a valid point because Project Cars was also supposed to come out and that got delayed until next year.
Yeah,
So yeah,
next year. I don't mind actually because I'm still interested in that game, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's like if it was gonna either come out with like bad, freaking game breaking issues or something, or get it delayed, then delay it.
Yeah, delay it. I'm 100%.
Like with all these driving games coming out at the same time anyway, like I'm cool waiting to get Project Cars. Like I'm excited for that anyway. I'm definitely gonna try that out. But The Crew, man, drop that shit. Like nobody should buy that. No one. And they probably and it's probably gonna run smooth as butter. That smooth garbage because they've been beta testing it and doing all this other stuff, but like I don't care if it works. If the game sucks, like I just can't imagine it working well.
I mean, bro,
or being fun.
I could be 100% wrong. The Crew could come out and be amazing.
It could. It could.
well,
A lot of things could happen. The Carolina Panthers could bounce back from being 1-6 and go to the Super Bowl. Like the shit's not. It's very not likely, is what I'm thinking. Just and this is based on what we've seen so far. Like when we watch games and get to see the gameplay and stuff and the beta tests and stuff, there's a formula in place, and we will be attracted to that formula or we're not. And I don't think the crew has a good formula for fun. It does not look fun.
I mean, there's no need for speed, so does that mean that there's a void and, people will buy the game?
Well, Need for Speed, I was been a little iffy on those last couple games too. Personally.
No.
But those games
I thought they would have made one after the movie came out last year.
Oh, no.
And the movie wasn't even bad. Like, how did they not capitalize on that?
Yeah, I don't understand that. You thought they would have capitalized on that.
Well, no.
They said, to hell with that. Let's just stick with what we know.
They need to, like, I was cool with them kind of going back to the Hot Pursuit formula for a moment. I need an open world Need for Speed now. Like, get back to that.
Drive Club.
Burnout.
Need for Speed Most Wanted was like the best Need for Speed ever.
We need Burnout. That's what we need.
We do need that too.
Burnout. You need Burnout. I'm tired of. I don't want games where I can just drive around mindlessly crashing and crap. Why do people want that?
You said, wait,
That's
hold
what
on.
the crew is.
Wait, hold on. You said an open world driving game? That's what you said you want?
That's what I want.
All right.
I want a good one.
Then you need to get an Xbox One and get Forza Horizon.
Yeah, I would say he ain't got the hardware for that though. He doesn't.
No, I don't. When I'm talking about Need for Speed, for one, calm your ass. When we're talking about Need for Speed versus Forza, we're talking about arcade racers versus a simulation racer.
Yeah.
So I was talking about an arcade racer in an open world.
I'm talking about Forza Horizon, which is an arcade, a simulation hybrid.
Yeah.
It's more sim than arcade. I've played Forza. Damn it. I know what the game is. I know what it's good at. I know that it's a good title, but I'm talking about Need for Speed and my police chases and stuff. It's not the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
so you kill that little comparison.
You just want to live out. You want to live out life and just drive away from the cops. Is what you're saying.
I don't have to simulate that. That's real life.
Well, GTA 5 is out next week, so you could pick that.
There you go. You can drive. You can run away from all the cops you want in GTA.
GTA 5. I feel like I've done this before. I feel like I've been playing that. I feel like I beat that already. That's what I feel like.
Beat that already. That's the point, man. Didn't you have that game on PS3?
Yeah, and beat the shit out of it. I don't want it no more. I'm good.
Yeah, but you got it with the pixels, bro.
First person view. Yeah.
That's like the first comment on like a NeoGAF thing when you talk about Grand Theft Auto. But the pixels, bro.
Yeah, with the pixels, bro.
It's a brand new game. It's a brand new game.
Those graphics.
Brand new game, 60 frames per second, 1080p. Yes.
Yeah, and the perspective has changed. It's not constant anymore.
I've heard they increased the amount of light that reflect on players' faces, so you can see more light.
And then you can go in first person and look at those new effects. Oh,
that's right. All these new features, and still not the feature that everybody has been waiting for, heist. So yes, it's definitely worth getting.
Man, screw heist. You can take first-person selfies now.
Nah, there you go.
Bruh, if you don't get all the way off this podcast, and people are coming in and pre-ordering this thing, man.
Yeah,
of course.
Best Buy.
Are you shocked by this? This game is going to sell. It's GTA. You know what? I don't know why I didn't put GTA in my top 3 for MPD this month. I forgot that's coming out in November. That's going to be the #1 selling game.
What, more than Call of Duty? That'll be interesting.
It's going to be a toss between those two. Halo will be in 3rd.
I would laugh if Call of Duty outsells GTA, because
I'm sad that the top 3 games, only one of them is original.
And the original one,
even that's pushing it. Even that's pushing it to be.
Exactly. And the original one is Call of Duty.
Hey, but gamers want new experiences, though.
Yes, it's new. It was a big budget production. You got Kevin Spacey, House of Cards in there. You got a new storyline.
Hey, hats off. That paid off. Troy Baker,
That
Kevin
campaign was
Spacey.
amazing. No joke.
Like, the campaign was dope. The actors
But
they have for the
enough that I
characters,
enjoyed that. I'm happy that I gave it a try. I'm happy I downloaded the game.
Definitely.
That game would have been worth it to me just for the campaign alone, just to lead the multiplayer. And Exo Survival mode is actually pretty fun when you play with people that know what they're doing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we learned about that. That joke.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fun when you play that with, yeah. The rest of that multiplayer, had me feeling some type of way. You can delete that. Good. Good on it. That's not the lifestyle I'm trying to live, so.
But yeah, I definitely think GTA is gonna be #1 because like I know like damn near all my friends are rebuying the game.
Wow.
Well, I'm that near that's not, because I'm his friend and I will not be buying that game again.
Same here. I won't be joining that little.
I can honestly get the game for free, and I'm not even going to waste my hard drive space on it. I'm good.
I'm not joining that little club. I'm good.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm joining the club. I don't care.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah, because you play with your friends. That's why. We know what is going to happen.
Y'all can play with each other on the old ones? What happened?
What?
Did
What?
your old console stop working?
The
No,
PlayStation.
it's convenience, man. I don't want to like hook up my PS3 again just to play
The PlayStation 3 is irrelevant now. It's all about PlayStation 4 and Xbox
Shit,
One.
F that. I've been wanting to play RPGs. I plug my PS3 in and do that.
Games on the 360 and PS3. Like, how do you just abandon them and then say, "Oh, I don't want to have to connect my system. I'll just give you another $60." You basically pay $60 because you're too lazy to connect wires.
Well, I'll say this:
pretty much.
when the developers have abandoned the old systems, then that is when I also will abandon the old systems.
I'm with you on that. We have another 2 years possibly, and then we'll have to let those go.
Yes.
And I'm fine with that.
All right, so
Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition dropped, and I did not get that because I still have it on 360.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about getting it too, but I just.
See, I could actually justify buying that because I didn't buy the old game. And then,
Yeah, I
because I thought that game was gonna suck. I thought it was gonna suck. I got the PlayStation Plus version, and it was dope as shit. And I'm like, well, shoot, I could get the definitive edition and play the DLC.
Yeah.
So I might still end up getting the definitive edition on Black Friday. If I can get that for like $30-$20, I'm there.
Yes.
that's cool. All right, so any final thoughts, or should we end the show?
Yes. Any final thoughts? I'd like to thank everybody for listening, checking out the show. Get ready for next week because there's a lot of games dropping next week. So, pick up some games, have fun, and make sure you come back next week for our special 100th episode. Something may happen on the show, so you may want to show up for this one. That's all I'm going to say for now.
My last word is tune in to the Knights of the Turntable podcast. We did a special recently where we did a a spiritual reading of Young Thug lyrics, and I think everyone should check that out.
I'm good on that one.
Hey, no, check it out. It's funny, man. It's all for entertainment because oh my goodness, his lyrics are so bad. But yeah, tune into Knights of the Turntable. We should be hitting our 12th episode soon, so tune in.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is that recently, a great accomplishment for mankind was accomplished. Wow. With us basically landing. It involved a comet. Let's say that. And this is something that maybe 14 people living on the planet could have done, and they pretty much all already contributing to the project. And instead of focusing on that, we're focusing on the shirt that someone's wearing. This is the society we live in. This is why I don't talk to people. You wonder why Hater doesn't like talking to people? This is why. Don't take it personal. Well, yes, take it personal. It is personal. You're probably part of the problem. But that's the point.
You said the shirt that somebody was wearing, or the lack of.
Oh, you didn't hear what scientists? Yeah, and people had a problem with the shirt, and that was what they're talking about.
Oh,
The shirt.
you know what? Well,
Meanwhile, the shirt that a woman who is his friend made for him is sexist against women.
What did the shirt say?
It was just a shirt with like women that were beautiful on it. That was it.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't know people made a big deal out of that.
wow.
Yeah, that's all they're talking about, not the accomplishment that
And that,
can drastically change mankind's history. No, we are offended by your shirt. You're not offended when a woman actually poses naked on a magazine cover. That's fine.
Yeah,
Your shirt
that's
has
what I was
women
gonna
on
say.
it.
Yo, like, where were these people when Kim Kardashian released those pictures?
This is why Hater doesn't talk to people. I don't. The older I get, I have much less patience, and I'm not a nice person to begin with. So I just don't care. This stupidity. I'm done. If you don't understand how much of an impact that could have for mankind, and are instead more focused on his fashion wardrobe of choice, kill yourself. Kill yourself. That's the end of my comment. Just kill yourself if you're in that party. You drink a tall, clean glass of Lysol on the rocks and kill yourself. I have nothing else to say.
Oh shit, that was hilarious. Alright, so my final thoughts. Make sure you check out Knights of the Turntable tomorrow with me, Michael A, and Charles Singletary. We'll be talking about G Unit. It's the G Unit special.
oh,
Be sure
no.
to check that out.
Man.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
shoot myself now. Yes.
We're going to delete that recording.
But yeah, definitely check out the next episode though, whenever we do it. And make sure you listen to the Throwdown. That's up on the site too. And check out episode 100 coming next week.
Oh.
Hopefully we manage to get all our guests on, but we'll see. So yeah, that's episode 99. We're out. Peace.
Peace.